So today we are looking at the Endless OS. So this is the latest version of the Endless OS, and I'm running it on a live boot, and also I'm running it on a VMware, which is a virtual machine with a 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So let's wait and see how much of time it takes in the booting process, and I'm going to continue the video there. So here we have the Endless OS welcome screen. So it took just like a 40 seconds to show up this thing. So I'm going to choose the language first. So here are all the available languages. So this is not the basic version of the Endless OS. So it's a full edition, which is around like a 24-25 GB of ISO file size. I'm going to show you in a minute. So let me first select the language, click on next. So here you have the options: try Endless OS by running it from the USB stick, or else you can reformat this computer with the Endless OS. So basically it's like a live boot and also the installation. So I'm going to first try the live boot. Let's try it. So here is the typing option: choose your keyboard. I'm going to choose the English United States, and I'm going to click on next. So here you should be seeing the terms of use and all the information right here. So it's still not loaded, but you should be seeing all the information. You can click on accept. So it's better always to read everything. So right now there is nothing showing up on the screen, but you need to read all the agreements if you're concerned. So here is the privacy. So it's always a good option to turn off the location and camera and the microphone. Only turn it on when you want to use it. So it's better to stay safe. So I'm going to click on next after choosing all these options. So you are ready to try Endless OS. Any files you download or documents you create will be lost forever when you restart or shut down the computer. It says because you are running it on the live boot. So when you install it on the virtual disk or on the main disk, so it's going to save, but when you're trying it on the live boot, it's obvious you should know that whenever you use the live boot or the another like same thing, the live boot, the files will not be saved in the Linux distro. So I'm going to start using the Endless OS. So it should take like a few seconds or a minute, and we should be seeing all the applications and all the welcome screen or the desktop layout. So let's wait and see how much of time it consumes. So here you can see we already saw the mouse cursor, so we should be seeing in a few seconds, I guess. So I already tested it, but I didn't check any of the applications. I just turn it on and turn it off. So I didn't see any changes or anything. So here is the welcome to Endless OS 6. If you want to learn your way around, check out the tour. You can check the tour. So the Endless OS has the GNOME desktop environment. The version should be like a 43 something. So I'm going to show you that also. So here is a tour. You should already seen everything like in a GNOME desktop environment. So here is the tour of the Endless OS and also the GNOME desktop environment. So I'm going to close this thing. And here you can see all the applications available. So before that, let's check the system monitor to see how much of resources it's consuming. We don't see the system monitor here. Let me find the system monitor. So it should be in here, utilities. Let me open it. So look wise, it's not a bit of smooth experience. It looks like a bit of heavy. As you can see, the animation is also a bit looks heavy. So it's not like a smooth transition or smooth animation, and also the experience of moving the applications doesn't look smooth. So it's consuming 1.6 GB of RAM. That I already mentioned, I'm using 8 GB of RAM for my virtual machine. So it should be smooth when you install it on the bare metal, but in this live boot case, it's a bit of minor hiccups, not a major hiccups. It's kind of minor hiccups because of the CPU. As you can see, CPU is pretty much went up to almost 100%. So it's pretty much basically it should be going 100% in the beginning, but it will come down when you run until like a 60 seconds or a minute. You should be seeing the stable graph in the CPU, and also the RAM is almost 1.6 GB. So if you ask about whether to use this Linux distro in the 2 GB of RAM, I don't think it's going to be running on the 2 GB of RAM, because it's almost a 1.6 GB. Even if you install it on the bare metal, it should be like maybe a 1.4 GB, and also cache is like a 4.9 GB. It's better to always check the system requirements when trying this type of Linux distros. So here is the file system, resources, and all the process running when you boot up the Linux distro. So I didn't touch anything. So you should be seeing all the process resources running right like this. Let's check the about system monitor. So you get the 42.0 version. So I'm going to keep the resources, and I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner throughout the video, so you can see all the changes and you can easily judge it on your own whether to use this Linux distro or not. So before going to the browser and searching the or getting the information from the Endless OS website, I'm going to show you what applications you get pre-installed in the full 25 GB of ISO file. So in the basic version you don't get anything, but in the full edition you should be getting all those applications like a Play. As you can see, these are all the games, and here is the content creating applications like a Blender, Inkscape, GIMP for photo editing, Audacity for recording and all those things. So these are all the content creating applications, and for the work you should be getting the LibreOffice and also coding education. Here is the information, and utilities. You basically get every applications in every GNOME desktop environment. So here is the Encyclopedia and my budget, resume, how to. Here is the cooking, sanitization, and healthy teeth, health, myths, legends, travel, wiki art, animals. Here is the biology for the science students, science snack, math. Also the utilities, you just get these things. So these are all the applications which comes pre-installed with the Endless OS. And also let me show you the version of this Endless OS desktop environment or the Linux distro. So it's going to take a few seconds and I'm going to show you. Let's go to the about section. So as you can see, it says Endless OS 6.0.2. So I tried to download the 6.0 full edition, but I didn't get the ISO file that day. So that's the reason I made the basic edition in my channel. So if you want to see the 6.0 version of the basic ISO file, you can see that video in my channel. But here is the full edition. So I tried to make that video, but the ISO file wasn't downloading properly. So that's the reason I waited for this many days. So here is all the information, like a GNOME version you get 43.9, and the Windows system you get the X11, and virtualization it says a VMware, because I already mentioned I'm running it on the live boot on the VMware. So here is all the information of the CPU and RAM and the disk space and all those things. You can change your device name. As soon as you restart, it's going to keep the default as endless. So you need to remember that, and don't save anything in the live boot. So as soon as you restart, it's going to erase everything and it's going to give you the new copy of Endless OS. So let's go to the official website by launching the browser. So let's see what else we get in the internet. So there is no internet folder, so you should be getting the Chrome browser or Chromium browser as the default browser. I thought there will be like a Firefox, but you should be getting Chromium browser. It was always the Chromium browser. There was no Firefox as default browser in Endless OS. So most of the Linux distros will use the Firefox, but in this case you should be getting the Chromium web browser. So CPU went up to 70%, RAM went up to 1.7, and cache is like a 5.8 GB because of the Chromium. You already know Chrome browsers and Chromium browsers will take a lot of resources. So and also it's also take a bit of time to load up, so we need to wait for it. So usually Firefox web browser will take like a 15 seconds maximum to run in a live boot in the Linux distros, but the Chromium browser, you already know, even if you have like a 30-40 GB of RAM, it's going to take all this RAM. So here is our browser. Let's make it bigger. Let's check the version of the browser. So you get the 127.0. So it's almost a latest version. I don't know what's the latest version, but I think it's the latest version 127. So it should be 129. Firefox has the latest version is 129, but I don't know the Chromium. So let's type in endless OS. So this is the search term you need to type in your browser, or else you can just type the endlessos.org to directly go to the official website. So let's click on the endless OS. So you should be getting all the information here. So you don't need to worry about the release notes. I'm going to provide everything in the description. So here is all the information. If you don't know, or if you never tried the endless OS, you just need to go to the official website and read everything from here. Or else you can just pause the video and read everything right here. So these are all the information. Here is the program, operating system, endless key, computers, games and learning. Here is the information of the endless OS, and also the blog is right here. So let me click on the blog, and here is the information of the blog. So there is no release notes on the endless OS. Let's click on the endless OS and see. Getting started with endless OS 6. So the endless OS 6 version information is right here. We already made a lot of videos on the endless OS and also the endless OS 6 in my channel. So here are all the new features. I already showed all the new features, dark style and refined look and all those things in the endless OS 6 version. So this is a point update. You should be seeing some minor changes. So new and updated apps. Under the hood, you should be getting improved hardware support, audio handling, especially for Bluetooth devices, many security updates and bug fixes, game making. So these are all the applications. So you can just read right here, or else you can just go to the official website. So I'm going to show you the downloading process. So right now you don't have the 6.0.2 release notes or some information, but I'm going to provide it in the description. So I'm going to download the operating system now. You can just directly download from here, but I'm going to show you like this. So you can directly click on download, or else you can just scroll it down and read everything. Easy to download, accessible, user-friendly, offline and multilingual. User-friendly, offline access, localization, multitask, content, open source. So these are all the information you could get from the website. Let me show you the download. Click on download. So here you can directly download for the Windows. If you already have the Windows operating system, you can download right here. To make the USB stick, you can just click here and install and use alongside Windows. You can just get all the information right here after clicking the support. Introduction, requirements and all those things like a basic and endless OS full. So it's not the 12.7 GB. I'm going to show you the actual file size. So this is the old screenshots. And also creating an endless OS. So you need to do this type of things to install it on your main operating system or a work PC. So let me close it. Let me show you another options. So advanced download options. In order to download the ISO file, you need to click on the ISO download. For the virtual machines, you can go with the VM download, and for the ARM platforms, you can click on the ARM download. I'm going to download the ISO, and also I downloaded the ISO for the virtual machine. Endless OS direct ISO download. So endless OS 6.0.2 basic. The file size will be like a 3.74 GB, which is 4 GB, which has multi-language system with a basic tools and utilities recommended for computers that will have the access to the internet. So it's a 4 GB file size, but the one I downloaded right now is the endless OS 6.0.2 English full. The file size is around 24 GB, and you get the multi-language system preloaded with the apps in English, including games, productivity software, reference materials like cooking, farming, health, travel, and educational materials like the robust Encyclopedia. So you should be getting all those things in 24 GB. And if you want the endless OS 6.0.2 French, the file size is around like a 13 GB. And you should be getting all those things in a French language, I guess. I never tried the French, Portuguese or the Spanish because I don't know. That's the reason. So these are all a few lesser file size, but when you go with the English full, it's going to be giving like around 24 GB of ISO file. So you should be getting all the applications which I have right now. So here is the documentation and more information. If you want, you can directly click on those things and get all the information. So you can download with the torrent, or you can directly download in the browser. I downloaded in the browser, so here is the ISO file 24.0. So it took almost like a 15 minutes in my PC, and I'm using a VPN, and also I'm running it on the virtual machine. It says as like a 6 hours. So if you have like a 15 MB or 20 MB of speed of the internet, you should be downloading in like a 15 minutes. So those was the all the information from the browser. So let's see, let's open the terminal and type in some commands. So let's see whether we have like a NeoFetch and all those things pre-installed. Usually it shouldn't be, but let's try it. We already know the kernel information about. Here is the GNOME terminal. Let's type in NeoFetch. So command not found. INXI, command not found. Let's check the kernel. So you get the 6.5.0-10 uname-r. So you get this kernel. So the latest kernel is a 6.10 stable version, but if you want the release candidate, the latest version is like a 6.11. So you can go to the official website and search what's the latest version, but you get the 6.5.0-10. So it's pretty much a latest version, but you need to find whether it's LTS or not. Let me close this thing. So here are all the applications you get. Here is the endless key. Let's see. So it's almost consuming around like a 100%, nearly 90-95%. And also the RAM is almost 1.8 GB. So let's check the version about endless key. Here it is 0.9. So I think it's going to take a few seconds here. So instead of waiting, let's check some other features. So you get the GNOME desktop environment 43. So I don't think there is no changes, because the latest version you already saw the GNOME desktop environment. So if you don't know the latest GNOME desktop environment, you can check it in my channel, or else you can check others videos in the YouTube. So we are still waiting for it. So let's open other applications. Let's open the software manager or the app store and check all the applications and installed applications. So here is all the applications you can directly download from here. You already know how to download and all those things, so there is nothing new here. So as you can see, there is like a minor lag. It's not a lag, it's like a hiccups here and there. Because of the CPU, it's pretty much 90-95%. Because of the endless key applications, I guess. Let's check the process. So here you can see all the RAM consumption of the applications. So it opened. So welcome to endless key. Get started. So which option sounds most like you? I'm going to Explorer, download my starter pack. Not sure, let's go back to all the options. You can do that. You can also choose another options like a curious. I like a experiment. You can download my starter pack. Here is the home. Let's go with something here. Curious. Download my starter pack. It's going to download all the starter pack, I guess. I never tried it, but let's see what happens. So here we have the flat hub. You can install the applications. You can go back and search applications here. Let's search VLC. Let's wait. And also here is the preference. You can change your preference according to your wish. Open the applications, and if you want you can download, and you can get all the information right here. You get the 3.0.21 9 months ago. So here are all the installed applications. It's taking a bit of time. In the background I'm downloading some files, so I think it will be a bit time consuming. In my main operating system I'm downloading some other things, so it should be taking more. Let's click on show more. So here is the discovery, here is the library. So it's taking a bit of time here. So I think it's like a books or something. Here is the library. You can search by the keywords. So these are all the things you get. So you can search, you can do anything, but I'm just going to close this because I don't want to. So this is a point update, so I don't think there will be a major changes, but I'm going to provide all the information in the description as soon as I find out all those things. So let's see what version we get of the Blender. So there is also the update. So the version you get is a 4.2.0. So there are a bunch of applications installed here. So I'm going to open all the applications, like a bunch of applications, to see whether this distro will handle day-to-day task. But let's open all the applications which consumes a lot of resources, like Audacity, Inkscape, GIMP. So I'm going to keep it on the resources. Let's see what happens. So we shouldn't be seeing any lag or anything because I already have like a 8 GB of RAM. I don't think there will be some crashes or anything like that, but let's find out whether this will handle. So if you have like a 2 GB of RAM, it's better to not go with this Linux distro because it's almost 1.9 GB just opening 1 or 2 applications. But if you have like a good RAM and a good CPU, you can try it. And let's open the LibreOffice. Let's open the LibreOffice here. So in the background the applications are still opening, so that's the reason it's not allowing me to click on other applications, but let's somehow open the applications. Let's go to another activities or the workspace and open other applications. What else we have? Like let's open the Encyclopedia, I guess. Let's open Encyclopedia and some cooking. So I want to open bunch of applications to see we get any crashes or anything like that. But it's also the GNOME 43 desktop environment, so it's still old version, but it should be handling everything properly without any issues. Let's find out. Let's go to applications. I think I already opened the cooking. Let's open travel. So main objective of this applications opening is to find whether this Linux distro will handle the stress test. So that's the reason I'm trying to open a bunch of applications. So I think I'll open last application, like Mice and Legend, and let's see how much of resources it's consuming. Let's go to the system monitor. Let's click on system monitor. So right now it's consuming 3.2 GB and cache is like a 5.7 GB, and CPU is pretty much under 20%. There was a bit of high graph here, but it went almost 20%, so it's pretty much okay now. So when you open all the applications at once, it's going to be having some high and low graph because of those things. When you instantly open all those things, the graph should be like a high and low, so you need to ignore all those things. After opening all the applications, you should be seeing the stable graph. So right now I'm seeing the stable graph. So it's pretty much stable right now. So if you already have the Endless OS 6 running, so it's better to wait like a week and then try to update the Endless OS 6, or else you can do that after 2 days, not right away, because the ISO file is available right. I think yesterday I think I downloaded the Endless OS, but it's better to wait like 4 or 5 days. Always don't try to update as soon as the ISO files are released, because it's a good option to wait for a few days. When you already have the stable running operating system, it's better to wait for a few days and then update. The same thing will be applicable when you already have the working operating system. Don't try to choose the new operating system. If you want to choose or try to switch the new Linux distros, you can first try it in the live boot or in the virtual machines, and then decide whether to use those Linux distro in your main PC or work PC. Don't just blindly download any operating system which is available in the Linux market with the latest version and try to install those things, because it's going to sometimes it's going to ruin your PC. So that's the reason I'm giving all this warning. So I think every application is opened, so we can also switch the applications. So without any lag, you can see all the applications are pretty much opening instantly, and I can switch the applications instantly without any lag or anything like that. So there was minor hiccups in the beginning, but right now everything is okay. There is no issues, as you can see. Just a minor milliseconds of delay, so that's pretty much quite common. And also you need to remember that I have like a 8 GB of RAM and my CPU is i5 1240p, so I have a good RAM and also I have the latest CPU, so maybe that should be helping for this switching the applications. But if you have like a low-end PC, I don't really know how it performs, because it's clearly up to you to try it on your PC, and you need to let me know in the comment section if you want to. It also helps others also, so that's the reason. Let's check the application information and end the video, because this is not a major update or anything like that. It's just a point update. I'm going to give all the changes in the release notes in the description, so you don't need to worry about that. So you get the GIMP 2.10.38. I'm going to close this, and you get the Audacity version 3.6.1. Here is the Blender version. Let's close the Blender. I hope it's going to close. Let's try to quit it. Let's check the LibreOffice version. So you should be getting 24.2.5.2. Let's close this also. I think there is some screen animation or something like that is happening when I was closing. I don't know what it is, but let's continue with the video. So this type of animation was happening throughout the video. Let's check the new document. Let's check the version of the Inkscape. Let's check the version. So the version you get is 1.3.2. Let's close it. What else we left is the Encyclopedia. I don't know what to search because I'm not an intelligent guy here. I don't most of the time I don't read anything, so that's the reason I'm going to close this. If you are a book reader, you also can search here. Let me close this. I don't want to even search about any scientists or anything like that. I'm going to close the applications. So here is the legends. You can go with the America and search anything you want. So these are all the things you get in the myths and legends. I'm going to close this. Sorry, there are no details for that applications. I think the applications are added from the Endless OS. I don't think it's available in the App Center. Here is the cooking. You can search the recipes. So it's a pretty much good Linux distro, I think, because you also get the food things like a cooking and all those things. So here you can read everything and make recipes. I'm going to close this because I don't want to make you hungry. Let's quit it. Here is the travel. You can search. I don't know what these applications, but it's a new thing. I never tried anything like that. Let's open the Olympia Greece. I I think they will be giving some information, I guess, or some text with beautiful images. So here is all the information about the countries. So this is a good app, and also it should be helpful for the guys who travel. So I'm going to close this also. So what else we have? Let's go to activities and go to another one. So I think I closed all the applications, I guess, in the background. So we just have the file manager. About files, you should be getting 43.4. Endless OS, it is the folders. So you can go and check all those files when you download this ISO file. So it's always a good option if you want to try this Linux distro. Always try it in the live boot or in the virtual machine. Don't try to directly install it on the main PC or work PC without checking all those live boot, because sometimes there will be some issues. So that's the reason it's always a good option. Try to use it in the live boot or in the virtual machines, and then go with the, if you liked or if you're satisfied with all those things, then go with the installation. So here you can see all the folders. You can customize according to your wish. So these are all the GNOME desktop environment. You already used GNOME desktop environment. So these are all the things. And at the end of the video, the RAM is almost like a 1.8 GB. CPU is pretty much under 25%. These are all the processors. So there is nothing new other than these applications and something like basic things. I'm going to open the settings. Let's check there is any changes in the settings. Most in the cases there will be no changes in the settings, because you get the GNOME desktop environment 43. So you already use the GNOME desktop 43. But I'm going to show you those because I don't want to leave anything. Here is the Bluetooth. On the appearance, let's see dark and light themes. So it's taking a lot of time here. So it's consuming like maybe a few seconds, not a lot of time. So you get a bunch of wallpapers. You get a lot of wallpapers here, almost like a 20-25 wallpapers, I guess. So you get a bunch of wallpapers, so that's a good thing. You can change your wallpaper. I'm going to keep the forest, and also there is a dog. So there is a minor animation here, you can see when I switch the applications. So as you can see, I don't know whether there is like a issue with the animation, or I hope you are seeing all those things. I'm going to switch the wallpaper. Let's go back again. So right now there is a minor animation. So as you can see in the background, like there are like a pixels, I think. I don't know what's the issue, but there is like a minor pixel issues here. It's not from my PC, but it's from the Linux distro. I hope you are seeing all those things. I hope it records all those things in the video. So let's get back to the settings and end the video. Here are the notifications, same thing. Search, same thing. Multitasking, nothing changed here. Applications, again same. Privacy, everything is same. Location services, camera, always turn it off. Microphone, turn it off. Thunderbolt, file, history, trash, and also metrics. Here is the online account, same thing. The sharing. Here is the new thing, which is automatic updates. You can uncheck it if you don't want. Here is the sounds. Here is the power options. Change according to your wish. Please, you don't get the fractional scaling. Mouse and touchpad. You can change the natural scrolling. You can change the speed. Primary button, you can switch that also. Keyboard, here is the keyboard. Printers. Removable media. Colors. Region and language. Accessibility. So it's clearly nothing changed other than the automatic updates. So those thing is only added. Other than that, there is nothing change here. So I think I'm going to end the video here because it's not a major update. So I showed almost everything which is available right in the Endless OS. So if you want to try it, you can try it on your own, and do let me know in the comment section if you tried it. And always mention the hardware specs of your CPU, because most of the viewers want to see how it performs on that specific PC. And I already mentioned my PC specs, which is i5 1240p is the CPU, 8GB of RAM and 60GB of virtual disk. So let's check the logout screen. So here is the logout screen. It will automatically log you in. So here is the accessibility and here is the options. So again, thanks for watching. Peace out.